Hey everyone, this week I'm going to be talking about the benefits of scouting out your photography location. So this weekend I'm camping out in the Yorkshire Dales, but we're not too far away from the coast. So today I've come out to Morecambe on the west coast and I'm going to try and get a sunset photo this evening. Right now it's the middle of the day, the light's quite harsh so it's not really good for photography, but what I can do is scout out my location so that I know exactly where to come back to and where to set up so that I can get the optimal shot when I come back this evening for sunset. Research your location before you get there, so look at other people's photos and also use apps like Google Maps and Google Earth so that you can find out the best locations before you arrive. It's useful to find out which direction the sun's going to be coming from and how it's going to light up your scene. I'm at the west coast today so I know it's going to be setting over in this direction, but for times when it's not obvious I'll be carrying a little compass so I can find out exactly which way it's going to be rising or setting. You can also use apps like the photographer's ephemeris or photo pills and that'll give you a really good indication of exactly where the light's going to be at any point during the day. This could be a potential spot to take a photo for my shot this evening. However, there's not really much in the way of subject. I've got these rocks down at the bottom for foreground interest, but then really all I would be getting is the sun and the water. I could smooth that out with a long exposure, but I think I'm probably going to move on and look for something else. There's a nice rock formation that curves out to sea here and it's pointing westwards as well, so if we get a good sunset there'll be a really nice sky behind that. So this could be an option for my shot later this evening. I'm going to keep going and see what else I can find, but if I can't find anything else I'll probably come back here and might get my shot here. I was taking some test shots with my camera earlier, but you can also use your mobile phone just to work out your composition so that when you come back you can set up really quickly and get your shot. This is quite a nice backdrop with the building, however the flat concrete around it's not very interesting. So this would be a great location for my shot. There are some fantastic subjects here with the boats. However, the only problem is the sun is setting over there, not quite behind the boats where I need them. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to use this location. I'm going to head back to the rocks because the sun's starting to go down already. So I think I'm going to get my shots there with the rocks that went out, and hopefully that'll be a good shot. So see you down there. So although I found some really good locations earlier, the boats or the rocks that were going out into the water, in the end I found that none of them had quite the right location to have the sunset directly behind. So I chose this spot with the rocks in the foreground and the sun going down over the water, just quite a simple shot. But I'm using a wide angle lens, so I've got the rocks in the foreground nice and big, just to give a little bit of interest, and hopefully that's going to look good. It was great to be back doing seascapes again. Feels like ages since I've been at the coast, and I really enjoyed Morecambe. It's the first time I've been there. It was a great place, and there are some fantastic opportunities for photography as well. I've got mixed feelings about the two final images that I got. There was this one of the boats, which had the great subject of the boats themselves, but it didn't quite have the light that I wanted. It's got some nice golden hour light, but the sun didn't set behind the boats like I wanted it to. And then I moved to another location where the sun was setting, but I didn't quite have the subject. Originally I wanted to go to the area where the rocks curved out to sea, but unfortunately I didn't have time to get to that location after I'd been at the boats. So I chose the one that I did with the sun going down over the water, and I really liked the light of that picture, but yeah, it didn't quite have the subject. What would have been perfect would have been to marry these two together, and I couldn't quite do that. And then after I packed up, as I was leaving, I took one final shot after the sun had gone down with my smartphone. And I got this composition, which I'll put on screen now. And I really quite like this. It's got the rocks curving out to sea. You've got the hut on the left-hand side, which adds a little bit of subject, a little bit of interest. And like I said, the sun's gone down here, but the sun, as it was setting, was right behind this scene with the orange, yellow, red light going down behind the clouds and reflecting on the water there. So this would have been a really good shot as well. And what I've realised is that you're never quite done with your planning or scouting. You've got to give yourself as much time as possible. So with hindsight, my advice would be give yourself more than a day if you can. I spent the whole day at Morecambe and still didn't find the perfect location. So maybe go the day before, or if you've got the time, a few days or even a week, really get to know the area, and then you'll find the perfect location and you can go there at the perfect time with the perfect light and get the perfect shot. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. You can click down there on the big red button, or as I always say, you can click over here on my face as well. And that way you'll keep up to date with everything I'm doing each and every week. I'm covering all kinds of things like landscape, wildlife, macro, and there's a new video every Sunday morning at 10 AM UK time. So that's it for this one, but I hope you'll catch me next week for the next one. And until then, thanks a lot and bye for now.